Interest rates, all of this, the last couple of years have been really kind of weird.
Yeah.
How much harder is it now to afford a home in Grand Forks in 2024 than, say, it was a couple of years ago?
Yeah, so we have a few factors that we're going to look at.
We are back on a Friday morning with John Brodeen, your realty expert. Let's do that again. How you doing today, John?
Hey, I'm good.
Got big plans for the weekend?
I think we got something going on with friends on tomorrow. Friend's kid's birthday party.
Okay, because don't you work out on Saturdays too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually train every evening, Monday through Thursday, and then Saturday. So
Okay.
Friday and Sunday are. Sometimes I train Sunday if we can get some of the guys together.
Yeah.
My buddy's got mats in his garage.
Oh.
But yeah, usually it's Monday through Thursday, and then Saturday there's two training sessions.
Dude, don't you ever take any time off?
No, I don't, unless I'm injured or sick. Maybe.
Yeah? Well,
no.
we don't want that on anybody, though. I mean,
No.
it'd be nice to take a break, but don't get sick or don't get hurt to do it.
Yeah, the problem is if you take a break, then you got to get your cardio back up when you get back. In the first few sessions when you get back, it's gonna suck. And
I
just
know.
keep training.
Yeah. Getting to the real estate part of this podcast, interest rates, all of this, the last couple of years have been really kind of weird.
Yeah.
How much harder is it now to afford a home in Grand Forks in 2024 than, say, it was a couple of years ago?
Yeah, so we have a few factors that we're going to look at. First off, we're going to look at how much income has gone up. So this is comparing 2021 to now, 2021 and 2024. In 2021, the median household income in Grand Forks was $53,611 per year. It went up by a little less than $6,000 to $59,079 a year for household income.
Okay.
Median household income. Median home price has gone up more than that. Median home price was $237,750 in 2021. Now it's $267,000.
Wow.
So house prices have gone up. Median incomes have gone up a little bit, but not by very much. Okay. And then interest rates have gone up a lot. So if interest rates, they fluctuate, from week to week and month to month. But if interest rates were around 3% in 2021, interest rates are now at around 7%. They fluctuated, throughout the year. Right now, I think they might be a little closer to 6.625. But we're going to look at what that means for somebody who's in that median household income if they were to buy a median sale price home.
Okay, because, let's face it, with the cost of living, home prices jumping up that much, interest rates, income, it seems like everything goes up except income.
Yeah.
It's always the last one to catch up,
And for example, this is for people who are seeing this and thinking that it's too late. I bought my home in 2017.
Okay.
The market had been going up a lot from 2012 through 2015. And I just got into real estate in 2014, and buying in 2017, my home didn't really change in value very much at all.
Okay.
So I had thought I got in too late. I had missed the upswing, and I was wishing I would have bought prior to 2013 or prior to 2012 when I bought my home. But then everything that happens from 2012 from 2020 through 2024 happens, and now it looks like I bought it at a great time.
Sure.
Don't be discouraged by this. Don't think it's too late to get in. The best time to buy a house was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Rates are temporary too. So the biggest thing you'll see when I run this is the rates are making things more difficult, but you can refi when rates come back down.
Sure.
So let's look at how much of somebody's income, if they're the median income, they have to spend on their house payment if they're buying the median sale price home.
Okay.
So back in 2021, the payment with taxes and insurance, putting 5% down at a 3% interest rate on a $237,000 house was $1,520 a month. Their income, if they were making $53,611 a year, household income, would have been $4,467 per month. That means they would have been spending about 34% of their median of their household income on their house payment, which is pretty doable. In 2024, with 7% interest, 5% down, taxes and insurance included, private mortgage insurance included as well in both examples, your payment for a $267,000 house, which is the median now, is $2,313 per month.
Wow.
And your household income only went up by about $500 a month, from $4,400 to $4,900 a month. So that means that before in 2021, if you bought a home and your median income, you'd be spending 34% of your household income monthly on your house payment, including everything. Now you'd be spending 47% of your monthly household income on your house payment. That's a big
jump.
Yeah. And if you remember, this is for somebody with no debt. The bank, the max they're going to allow that payment to be, if you've got no other debts, is going to be 45%. So now, the average person can't even afford, not the average person on a median household income can't even afford the median sale price of home.
Wow.
If they're putting 5% down.
Yeah.
You can put more down and qualify for more. But it's tougher, and that's especially due to those, you're comparing really low interest rates to quite high interest rates. But the thing is, this will change when interest rates come back down. And there's plenty of homes available under $267,000 in Grand Forks and East Grand Forks. So it's not all doom and gloom. I don't mean to be like depressing here, but it is
Johnny
much harder.
Downer here.
Yeah, for people who bought before 2020 or before 2021, they're in a lot better financial position than people who bought after. And that's just, the way it is. But the thing is, when you get in real estate, you don't want to think about trying to time the market perfectly. You want to think about getting in, owning real estate, and spending a lot of time in the market, because you're going to benefit from things like appreciation, loan pay down, et cetera. And when you look at these percentages, like a lot of financial experts, like Dave Ramsey, for example, says spend 20% or 25% of your monthly income on your house payment. Other financial experts say 30, some say 33. So you can figure out how much is wise to spend based on your financial situation, your budget, your income, and everything. But yeah, you can't ignore the fact things are tougher for the home buyer in 2024 than they were in 2021. That's for sure.
Now, how is, things are tougher, but how's inventory? Are there a lot of houses on the market right now?
More than there were in early spring.
Okay.
It's been a couple weeks since I did my market update, but I think when I checked the beginning of this month, I think there were like 152 listings on the market.
Okay.
Still much lower. Like back in 2019, there were 270 listings on the market this time of year.
Yeah.
So we're still in low inventory. In Wednesday's episode, we talked about home improvement projects and what gets you a higher ROI. A lot of people are electing to improve their home that they're in rather than make a move and upgrade now.
Sure.
And you can see why.
Yeah.
Because if you were to upgrade from a 200, let's say you bought before 2021 or in 2021, or you refied in 2021, you bought a $237,000 house and you want to upgrade to a $267,000 house, which is going to be a very similar house in today's day to what would have been $237,000 back then, your payment is going up by $800 a month.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, if their budget's tight, it's just not a good time for them to make a move-up home purchase right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking $1,520 compared to $2,313. That's a lot
to get the same house.
Yeah, to get the same house, and like we said, your wages from back in 2020 or 2021 compared to now have not gone up that much, I'm guessing.
And to be fair, that would be if you pocketed all the equity and just took it, either invested it or spent it. If you rolled that equity into the next one, your payment wouldn't be quite as high because you'd be putting more money down. But still.
Now, do you think there's a lot of people out there that are maybe going to see this podcast and go, great, I'm never going to be able to afford a house now. What in the world am I going to do? I'm going to be stuck in this damn apartment my whole life. But that's when they really need to talk to a realty expert, because you're going to hook them up with the right people to go find out if they can afford it or not.
Yep. What I would recommend to that person is don't take this as you want to be owning a home by the time that this happens all over again, because it will happen again. Yeah. That's how the Midwest market has always been. You have a few year stretch where the market goes up fast and by a big jump, and then you might have plateaus where it stays the same for 3, 4, 5 years in a row. It doesn't just go up by 3% per year forever. It's right. It might stay flat for 4 years, and it might increase by 20% in a matter of 3 years. So by the next time this happens, you want to be a homeowner so you can benefit from it, so you don't get hurt by it like you did this last time, right?
Yeah.
So the things I would do is take a good hard look at your budget. Figure out how you can save money so you have the money for the down payment and the closing costs. Talk to a lender, figure out if there's debts you need to pay off in order to get to your debt to income ratio where it needs to be able to buy a house. And then also check your credit score and make sure that there's anything you need to do to get your credit score to where it needs to be able to buy a house. Those are probably the most important things I would suggest. And if it's really important to you, try to cut back in other areas of your life. If right now you're spending every dollar that's coming in, find ways that you can cut back. The big things are going to be housing, transportation, food. Find a way that you can cut back on those expenses a little bit. Maybe you're moving from you're in a suite apartment right now, move into an average apartment so you can pocket $300 more bucks a month. Maybe you're leasing a brand new vehicle. When that lease is up, maybe you buy a used vehicle and you drive a more modest vehicle so you can save $500 more bucks a month. Those sort of basic personal finance, being responsible things are going to help you get to where you want to be. Because imagine this person who bought in 2021, they've been locked into this low payment. Sure, their taxes and insurance have gone up a little bit, but their payment, principal and interest has stayed the same. They have gained, just by market appreciation, they've gained about $30,000 in equity in 3 years. That's not even counting what of their loan they paid off.
Sure.
So that person who did buy in 2021 is doing great. And this isn't the last time the market's ever going to go up fast, right?
Right.
So the next time it happens, be in a position where you are a homeowner and you benefit from this. Don't get discouraged.
Yeah, and if you've got a bad credit score, don't get discouraged because they can be fixed. I know that for a fact. It happened to me years ago. You just got to, like you said, be a little more smart about your spending. You don't have to have luxury and the best of everything all the time.
Yep. Sometimes sacrifices will pay off in the long run, and it doesn't even have to be that drastic. For most people, it doesn't have to be drastic changes unless you've really gotten out of control with your finances. You can be very comfortable and still be in a situation where you can save money each month. Just be wise about things.
Right. And if you're not quite sure, if you're on the fence, get a hold of you and you're going to sit them down and they might not like hearing what they're going to hear, but let's face it, you got to figure it out. And if you want to be a homeowner, there's things you got to do. All right. How does somebody get a hold of realty expert John Brodeen with Berkshire Hathaway?
701-213-5428 is my cell phone number. I post content about similar topics to this and Grand Forks market and personal finance tips and renovation tips and investing tips and all that kind of stuff on my social media. So go ahead and give me a follow. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere.
You're like social media man.
Yeah, it's just the same stuff. Whatever your platform of choice is, I'm going to make sure I'm on there.
Right. You have yourself a great weekend.
Yeah.
Don't work out too hard tomorrow and enjoy your birthday party. And I guess we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
All right, there you go. That's your Friday edition of your Berkshire Hathaway biweekly podcast. Love having realty expert John Brodeen into the studio with us. Great talking to him, as is all of the realty experts at Berkshire Hathaway. Hey, from everybody at Berkshire Hathaway to us at Grand Forks Best Source, have yourself a wonderful weekend.